somebody that can't be left alone is Shia LaBeouf, everybody. And Shia LaBeouf apparently wants to be a deacon. And this is one of those things that I saw it and I was like, Deacon LaBeouf, everybody. That's all that's in my head all day. Just for Deacon LaBeouf. But back in 2014, he did this movie called Fury. If you ever saw it, it's like a war movie. He's like dealing with tanks and being back on the battlefield. And after that he found Catholicism. So he fell in love with the church, the Catholic Church, and he got very involved. And now at this point, he's like fully invested. He's going to church all the time. And his decision now is that he wants to become a deacon. He's like, which again, a deacon is a person. Now, of course, I don't think Shia LaBeouf's married, but if you're not married, wants to become a deacon, you can't get married. So you're really becoming almost like a priest. But he just has fallen in love with it so much. He's been baptized and all this. There's a lot of pictures I'll show you tonight what happened with him. But to me, Shia LaBeouf has gone through a lot of shit. Again, it's almost like a theme tonight. Except he's an actor now. Like he started off as Even Stevens, and he's there with Ray, and he's a goofy kid, and then he wanted to become serious. He's punching walls for auditions for Transformers, trying to prove he's a bad guy. He's got the switchblade comb in Indiana Jones, and that didn't work out. So he's got to deal with that shit about being the person that like ruined Indiana Jones. And he's been like trying to like battle off this whole Shia LaBeouf is a goofy character, and he wants to be the bad boy. He's been wanting to be that for so long. So I think that he's had some demons for a long time. So to me personally, I think this is a good thing for him. I think whatever's happened in Shia LaBeouf's life, like you saw him get arrested a couple of years ago too, had that video camera and all that shit went down. He was like beat somebody up. He's been punching walls again, like I've said. This might be a good thing for him. Like a deacon just surprised me. I'm very Shia LaBeouf. I like that, Queen. I'm very surprised that he would go this far into the church. But you know what? To each their own. I think it might be what he needs today. I think it might be what he needs. And I hope the best for Shia, because I think that Shia goes a little bit too extreme sometimes with his roles. Jordan, I talked about this earlier, so I'm gonna go to Jordan first about this, but I think Jordan, he goes too far, and I think that the personality, his personality type is just like too much sometimes for the entertainment industry. Like we get on set, we want to be able to like have fun, hang out, and I think whatever's been happening in his life, like battle of that being that child actor again, transitioning to being an adult actor, I think is very tough and it's taken a toll on him. Do you think that's why it led him down this path towards like a new discovery towards his life, a new manifestation of a new path in life? Or do you think that maybe this was just writing on the wall for a long time and he was gonna find his way to, I guess, to God a long time ago? I mean, I gotta say it as is. Like a dime is a dime, a penny is a penny, a nickel's a nickel, right?
Just some of the stories I've heard about his method acting, it's just like crazy. Like John Bernthal used to come out and say, like in Fury, like they were in the military, supposed to be in a tank for like weeks on end, months. Shia wouldn't shower, and he used to bitch all the time how much he stunk, or like he pulled his own tooth out. I mean, the man is kind of like out there. He takes his craft seriously, but I also believe a dude can change. Maybe he did find something he believes in. I mean, there's all different religions out there. There's all different ways of life. You just got to find something you believe in, and maybe this would turn his life around. I mean, he has had it kind of tough because he had to work out. There you go, Even Stevens. I mean, look at that goofball right there.
You start there. Disney show, right?
Yep. And from that, he had to go to Transformers, where all he did was really scream, "You're not having this all spark!" Thank you, Brian. That's all he did in those movies. And then he tried to get a little serious, and I think he got knocked out by Tom Hardy in that one movie he was in with him.
That happens, man.
So, yeah, I think maybe if he's
will Shia be okay,
Jordan?
Will Shia be okay?
I think he'll be okay. I think a lot of people turned it around. A lot of people have turned it around. Look at Robert Downey Jr. Look at how much stuff he was into. I think he'll be okay. I think he can make a comeback.
And Lexi made a good point in the chat too about his family. And his family is, again, child actor, family troubles. He wrote that whole was it called Honey Pot? It's not called Honey Pot. Honey Pot's something totally different.
Something like that. No, it was
Honey Pot's about a vagina or something. Honey.
It was something like that though, because it was about his life. His dad was his manager.
I don't know. But he wrote that movie about his dad, and it was about him and his dad and his relationship. So he's gone through a lot of stuff from child actors too. That's like how do you find your way again? You start off that early. Honey boy. Thanks, A Chinchilla, friend of the show.
Thank you.
Appreciate
I was just
that.
trying to look it up.
Good fact check from the Chinchilla out there. Chinchillas are very smart, but in case you're wondering, feed them well when you see them. Sabrina, when you see this, are you surprised about Deacon LaBeouf? I want to call him Deacon Bautista because our friend of the show, Dave Bautista, was a deacon in his wrestling characters a long time ago. Just that's a fun fact for you out there. But Deacon LaBeouf, impressive drink. Now, impressions. Oh, I said impressive. I'll take impressive drink. No. But Sabrina, do you think that like whatever he's been going through again, you think that it's also the child actor thing, like being a child actor, like falling apart with your family, everything you go through? Do you think that path leads you to this? That you have to like take a step back, look at your life, and maybe God is what can save him. I don't know. Do you think that will actually help Shia LaBeouf? Will he be okay at the end? Because I worry about it. Like I said, I told Joy, I worry about Shia LaBeouf, and I hope the best for him. But I think that he has.
You worry about?
down.
Do you stay up at night and worry about Shia LaBeouf? Is that what's going on?
Wednesdays. Only after the show's on Wednesdays. Only after Wednesdays. Hump days are very important to me and LaBeouf. But Sabrina, what do you think about
Sunday,
it?
you're like, I'm reflecting upon my week. I hope Shia LaBeouf is okay today.
Hump days, maybe Sundays once in a while. But do you think that his child actor path led him to this?
Well, I mean, yeah, historically, yes, child actors have a rough life. I mean, like Drew Barrymore was blowing lines at 11 years old. You know what I mean? Like just child actors are usually exploited by their parents. They're in adult situations way before they should be. And things are askew in their brain. Like I was not a child actor and I've had a very fucking rough, like people are just, mental health is a real fucking thing. And like when I was in high school, I was fucking chubby and I fucking was a nerd and people made fun of me all the time. And I was like, I just want to die. Like, I would just like to not be here anymore. Thank you. You know what I mean? And like, whatever, things were fine. And when I was in high school, I was a freaking cheerleader, but I was also in ROTC and I was, in the honor society, but I was also running track. Like I did, like, it's really hard when you're young and all of these things are being thrown at you in regular life. Now imagine that on a fucking set. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane what these kids go through and their parents are pushing them and you have to do this and you have to do that. And think about like situations you see children in on set when you're like, what parent was like, that's okay for this to happen? You know what I mean? Like the parents don't give a shit. And most of the time they're people who wanted to be actors and they're like, whatever, I couldn't do it. So now you're going to do it. Here you go. And that's kind of fucked too. And I'm not talking about like legacy kids, but like a lot of child actors or it's like, those who can't do teach. So the parents are like, this is what you're going to do because that's what I want to do and I couldn't do it. So yes, 100%. I think that plays into it. I hope that if this is the path for him, great. I usually find that when this type of thing happens, and I don't mean just religion, like people who were drug addicts and replace that with going to the gym, or, like you replace something with church, it's just another addiction and it's in a different way. So I don't know how long this will last or how successful it will be. You know what I mean? I really don't. But I hope the best for him, obviously. Like, I don't want to see him crash and burn. I just like Mace retired from acting retired from rapping to be like a preacher. And like, then he kind of fell off for a minute and like came back. And then he went now, I think in 2020 or something, he's now the pastor of a church in Atlanta. Like so it's been pretty successful for him. So maybe this is his calling. I don't know. And I, again, wish him the best. He's had a rough, childhood and grew up in this industry. Anyone who grows up in this industry, like as an adult in this industry, it's fucked up. The hours are weird. You can't have a normal life. Like, sometimes like you're on a completely different schedule. And I don't know how people are in couples that someone works in the industry and someone doesn't, because your spouse basically for 9 months on a movie is never going to be home. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird business and everyone's it's like everyone who chooses to be in it has a certain something, and there's a lot of people who couldn't handle it. But when you're a child and you don't have that choice, I think that's going to monumentally fuck you for life. Honestly, I hope that he figures his shit out. And if this is what he wants, like, good for you, dude. I'm deacon it up. Congratulations. Mahalo.
He's very happy with the response, Sabrina. Very happy with the response.
Yeah, he's thrilled. Thank you, sir.
Thrilled.
What movie was that?
Oh, man.
Thank you. Let me give myself some fireworks.
He just needs to come back to Transformers, like that crossover they're talking about.
He should be the president in Transformers. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. Transformers G.I. Joe, the crossover.
He's the president.
No Megan Fox.
That'd be great. Well, she can be.
No.
She can be killed in the first 5 minutes. I'll take that. First 5 minutes, kill her off. Her hammer thumbs are gone.
Get out of here.
I'd rather have the one.
Get out of here, Ron says.
What's her name? That was she's married to Jason Statham. She was in the third Transformers, his girlfriend. I'd rather have her back. Rose. What the heck's her name?
McGowan?
No. No,
I was just thinking of another terrible
Oh,
actress named
Rose.
Rose. Like,
she's the
Rose
Australian
Dern.
actress. She's
the Australian. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rose Byrne.
She's Australian.
Oh yeah, Rose Byrne.
No.
Is that
Byrne.
no?
Rose Byrne.
I don't
No,
think so. Maybe.
she's good.
No.
We need a fact check out there. Everybody
She's
knows
good.
this. Put it out there in the chat, please. We need that right now.
Oh,
Very important.
oh my
Friday.
God. Zach said Rosie. I was like, oh, here it is. Nope, another joke. Rosie O'Donnell.
Jason Statham and Rosie O'Donnell. That's a pair.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
Charisma Carpenter.
Wait, so not Rose, not Rose at all.
No charisma.
Not
Is it?
Rose at all. Not
No.
Rose one bit. One bit. I don't know. Ron, okay, you hear about this. We're talking about Mr. LaBeouf here, like Deacon LaBeouf.
Mr.
Do you think
LaBeouf.
that Deacon LaBeouf is the right? I mean, again, Ron does a lot of motivational stuff. There's 3Gs all day. Check him out on Instagram. He's fucking kicking ass, talking about motivation, what you're grateful for every day. Do you think that maybe he
got
went
it.
through something? Hey, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. Hold your thought.
He's
I'm
Googling.
having a good moment with Ron right now, Jordan.
Thank you.
So
I'm
do you think?
sorry.
Because you're very motivational and you're really pushing people to find what they're grateful for. Do you think that he went through something like that? Because I know you did help a lot of people out before too. Do you think that that's something that he's been going through and that maybe that this path is what he found out inside of him that makes him like, this is what I need to do to change my life, to find out who I'm meant to be as an individual, as a human being? Or do you think that, that maybe he might be just, just going through shit and he's just trying to throw anything at the wall to fix his life?
I think it's a little bit of both, actually. I think the Deacon, it came to him and he thought that's interesting, probably thought about it, but I don't think he's looking at it like this is going to save me. But
yeah,
maybe he can learn something from it. Maybe he can learn about himself from it. And I think that he's probably open to that. And he's not hurting anybody. He's not going to hurt anybody with it. And if he gains something out of it, some wisdom, some clarity of things, and more power to you. He hasn't had an easy go at it.
He hasn't. And he did, you can tell for a long time, he was kind of going down the rabbit hole with his life. And I think everyone talked about it in Hollywood. Maybe it wasn't shouted to the heavens in the news and the press and all that, but everybody knew about it. Do you think that Shia LaBeouf, again, I'm asking everybody this because I think it's the most important question of the night when it comes to Shia LaBeouf. Do you think that he'll be able to get past this point in his life, Ron? Or do you think that he could fall victim to a lot of people do, and they just lose themselves completely and drop out from Hollywood and disappear? Because maybe the Deacon thing's good, but it could be a sidestep. And do you think that Shia will be okay, Ron?
I think he's searching and looking. So as long as he's doing that, I don't think he's going to be disappearing.
That's good.
I don't think he's giving up. I think he's looking for more. And great, more power to you.
Yeah, much more power to him. I'm very excited to see more and more positive news about Shia LaBeouf moving forward with it. And I think that's what the step is. When I heard this, I was shocked. I'm making a joke about it. We joke on the show. It's a comedy news show. So we joke about it. Deacon LaBeouf sounds hilarious to me.
Yes, it does.
But it sounds funny.
It does.
But overall, we've seen what he's gone through and what he's been and what he's become. And so I hope the best for him. And hopefully this is the thing that helps him, like Ron's saying. Hopefully this is what saves his soul, helps him find himself, and he becomes a better person, better individual. And then hopefully, he comes back to being a solid actor again. He kicks ass and he finds his way again. We'll have to wait to find out. But he is apparently thinking about becoming a deacon. That's happening. Good for him, honestly.
Do you ever confuse him and Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
I don't think.
No.
I mean, it's an age thing. I think it's an age and
well,
he's more high pitched than Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I mean,
well, I think also because I worked with Joe for so long. Joe is.
What did you
just
work with him on?
I worked with him on Inception. I worked with him on Dark Knight Rises.
I worked with him on Third Rock. I did Third Rock.
Oh, nice!
Oh my God, did you?
Wow.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
How could you confuse him with Shia LaBeouf if you worked on?
Yeah, right.
He was young at the time. He was young at the time. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's even Stevens. You're like
that makes sense though, Ron. You've been doing sitcoms for such a long time. That makes sense that you know him back then. How was he back then? Just a very happy kid? Because Joe was a friend of the show again.
A very happy kid. And you think about it, this was in the early 90s and early to mid. And I remember when he turned 16 and he bought a car, and he bought this. It was like it was all electric, but there was nothing cool about it. It was in the 90s. nobody was doing electric cars except for that tall blonde dude. And the one wants to save the world. And so that he would drive on the lot with his little electric car, and it was just the funniest thing because he was just kind of like that. He was just in his own little world.
Dude, the first day I met him on Inception, because it's a big set. I was young. It was like 2008. Walking on set, DiCaprio was there, Nolan's there. They're all friends of the show. Joe's there. It was just like a Ken Watanabe, great cast. And I'm like looking around, and Joe like walked right up to me, and he comes to me, he shakes my hand, and he goes, "Hey man, you're working for me? You're standing in for me?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm Joe. Nice to meet you." I'm like, I guess I took away all the formalities right there. And then we created a bond, and it was just like, just people working. I found the times where he has to be serious, where he's not to be. He's a good guy. And I've heard different things from Shia LaBeouf. That's why I was kind of confused by this conversation, because I heard Shia LaBeouf has been a hothead.
Well,
and Joe is very method though too. But Joe is method too a lot of ways.
Yes.
But Joe knows how to turn it off. He knows how to turn it off though.
Yeah, he's not going to go a month without a bath.
Yeah,
well, if you turn it off, it's not technically method, just to be clear.
Yeah, it's true. It's a form of methodology, and I think that's what you should be going for as an actor. I think so, but I feel bad for all these people because again, they start off kids, and a lot of times it dements them, it hurts them, and it fucks up their life. But Shia LaBeouf will be okay, and he might be a deacon. I mean, yeah, Deacon LaBeouf.
Deacon LaBeouf
might be coming very soon.
Deacon LaBeouf.
Deacon LaBeouf.
LaBeouf.
You can't go too far with that. Deacon LaBeouf.
Yo, player, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the pep star needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.